So the whitewashing of Israel. Let's see. One moment. Be here. Okay. Two major population shifts helped to associate pale-skinned people as the exclusive people of the nation of Israel. Now I wrote that there. Exclusive people of the nation of Israel. I'm not saying that there aren't people with pale skin that aren't of the nation of Israel. I'm saying that two major shifts helped to associate pale-skinned people as the exclusive people of the nation of Israel. Because the nation of Israel, people of Israel, were a variety of different colors, a variety of different hues. Because remember, he had 12 sons. That's a lot of people throughout the generations. And people develop as a variety of different hues throughout time. So let me keep going. It depends on the geography and then also the genetic pool that they're reproducing with. Let's see. The first is the Khazarian conversion in approximately 700 AD. And the other is a result of the slave trade that drew identity across color lines. Those who identified as white could have various ethnic identifiers such as Hebrew, Israelite, French, English, Prussian, German, Spanish, etc. While if you were classified as black, that was it. You had no other ethnic identifier that was respected. You can learn more about the history of black people and the Israelite connection by reading The Soul of Judaism by Bruce D. Haynes. That said, Israelites were of many complexions because Israelites intermixed with many nations. But to be abundantly clear, during the time of Christ, many Israelites within that region would be classified in today's term as black. This can be proven based on the scriptures that describe both Jesus hiding among Egyptians and Paul being mistaken as Egyptian. Now look, I know this is debated, and I know this is contested, but this is what my understanding is. So I'm going to keep going. Matthew 2:13 through 15. And when they were departed, behold, the angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise, and take the young child and his mother, and flee into Egypt, and be thou there until I bring thee word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him. When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night, and departed into Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken of the Lord by the prophet, saying, Out of Egypt have I called my son. Acts 21:37 through 39. And as Paul was to be led into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, May I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek? Are not thou that Egyptian which before these days madest in uproar, and leddest out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers? Art not thou that Egyptian which before these days madest in uproar, and leddest out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers? But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Tarsus, a city in Cilicia, a citizen of no mean city, and I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people. So here we see that Paul was mistaken as an Egyptian, and not, but he clarifies himself, says he's a Jew, and Paul is of the tribe of Benjamin. Benjamin was one of the 12 tribes of Israel. He was a son of Israel. Anyway, some people argue this and say it's not. It would be his. When it's referring to Paul as an Egyptian here, it's not necessarily making that claim. The captain is not presuming Paul is an Egyptian based on what he looks like. He's presuming he's an Egyptian based on his status or something along those lines. That's like the argument, but I'm going to keep reading. There are also many scriptures that make reference to complexion, such as Revelation scripture and the ruddy scripture. Yes. So I'm going to keep going. Please note that the statement that all black people descend from Ham, I think I might have to update this to put the ruddy scripture, Revelation scripture, ruddy scripture. No, I think I left that out on purpose. But anyway, there's a term called ruddy in the Bible, and it's an old term, and the term ruddy means red. And so modern day people refer to as black used to be referred to as ruddy or red. There's also another term called swarthy. There's also a term called brunette. Brunette means dark or brown. And brunette now tends to be used a lot by to describe white people with brown hair. But really, there's a term called brunette. It used to not be limited to hair, but it could refer to your skin color too. Let's see. Please note that the statement that all black people descend from Ham, Noah's second son, is not biblical. Even the term Negro is a certain classification of black person, but not the entirety of people with dark skin. Here's an excerpt from the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. So if we go here, you see here, and it says, let's see, Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, Ethiopians, Libyans, and Canaanites. Genesis 10, 6 through 20. His indecency when his father lay drunken brought a curse upon Canaan. Genesis 9, 20 through 27. Oh, yeah. Whew. All right. So let me keep going. So as you can see, even there, not all black people come from Ham. But even with the Bible, you know, the curse of Ham is not limited to Ham. It's actually Ham's son, Canaan, that was cursed. So really, it was the Canaanites, descendants of Canaanites, that were cursed. Ham had more children than Canaan. I can't remember Ham's children's name. The rest of Ham's children's name, but actually, I'm not even gonna try to guess. I have to read to refresh my memory. But anyway, all 3 of Noah's sons were melanated to some degree. They were not like white people, except for Ham. That's just ridiculous. Whitewashing is an ancient practice. Here's a video that further explains the whitewashing of biblical history. Please click the below image to play. Hamites, line of Ham, addressing the evidence, part 1. So yeah, so you have access to that. I'm not going to press it, but you can access that through this link that is going to be in the description of this video. Example evidence of the original depictions of Egyptians and Hebrews on the left, tomb of Rekhmar, 18th dynasty, and an example of a European revisionist painting on the right to depict the melanated hues of the subjects as pale skin / white. See that? Undeniable full color evidence of black Israelites in the Bible, page 9. That's a book that somebody had put together.